Hey there, welcome back. My name is Katie if you're new to my channel, and this is Louisiana Cooking and Living. And today we're going to be canning some cherry pie filling. Super excited about this. I'm going to insert a little video here in a second. I do order from Azure Standard. If you've never heard of this grocery home good delivery service, they are out of the Northwest, and it's a bulk drop order. It comes in like on an 18-wheeler, and you have like a co-op of people that get together at the same drop, that order in your location, and you help unload the truck. And it's a discounted way to order organic food products or household goods that are beneficial to you. I'm not sure the word I'm looking for there. They have like even chicken food. They have like all kinds of things, anything you would need basically at a homestead. And anyway, I ordered, I think it was 20 pounds of cherries is what I think I ordered. And I will insert the little video here for you. So this is where I was pitting cherries. I pitted the cherries, and I was reading in the ball canning cookbook on the cherry pie filling here on page 172, and it says to use frozen cherries. So what I did was I pitted my cherries. We vacuum sealed them, put them in the freezer, because what they want you to do is those cherries will release the juice after they're thawed, and you're going to use that juice from the cherries as part of your liquid in making your cherry pie filling, so you're not watering it down so much with just plain water. So I'm taking that little technique from this cookbook, but I'm also going to be using Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead's cherry pie filling recipe. So I'm kind of mashing these two together. And the only reason why I'm kind of doing that is this uses clear gel. I have arrowroot powder. That's what she uses. So that's kind of why I'm using her recipe. This recipe calls for cinnamon. I'm not putting cinnamon in this. I didn't think cinnamon sounded too good in a cherry pie. I don't know. It's up to you. If you want to put cinnamon, go ahead and put cinnamon. So this is going to be a quick canning process. This is a water bath canning method. I do have my water bath canner over here heating on the stove, because I will be heating up as Jessica says, the goo, the pie filling, and it'll be hot, so we want it to go in a hot water bath. So this is really quick. We just have to get this stuff heated up, thickened, and put it in our jars, and we'll go ahead and put it in the canner. So let's move over to the stove, and we will get our goo going on the stovetop. All right, so this recipe is going to be for 7 quarts of cherry pie filling, because that's how many I can fit in my water bath canner. So we'll be making 7 quarts. And we're going to start off with 4.5 cups of sugar. All right, 4.5 cups of sugar. Now this is for 7 quarts of pie filling. And next we need 2 cups of arrowroot powder. Arrowroot powder, I can leave this linked in the description box. It's kind of similar to a cornstarch, whereas it thickens. That's what we're going to be using. So this is what's going to thicken up our pie filling. You could use a little bit less if you have a fruit that's not as juicy as what Jessica says, like a peach or an apple. You might only use 1.5 cups instead of 2, but cherries, blueberries, strawberries, anything like that, they're going to be pretty juicy, so you're going to want to use the full 2 cups. Now I do not have my burner on yet because I have no liquid in here, and I do not want to start burning that sugar. Just getting everything measured out. We have 2 teaspoons, of salt is going in. Now we're going to be doing, let's see, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, if you want to put like an almond extract in here, you could, or vanilla, or whatever kind of different flavoring ideas you may have. You can certainly put that in there. All right, so next thing we need is 9.5 cups of water. But like I said, I have strained my cherries, and I'm going to be using that cherry liquid that juice that dripped off of them. So let me go get that liquid, and I will measure that into here. All right, here's our first 4 cups of our cherry juice, and this just all strained from my cherries. That beautiful color there. Just be careful with this stuff. When you're pitting these mini cherries, it goes everywhere. That's why I'm wearing the red apron today. So here's 2.5 more cups. So now we're at 6.5, but I need 9.5 total. So I'm gonna get 3.5 cups of water. All right, now that my liquid is in here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my burner on. We're gonna go ahead and whisk all this together. And really all we're doing is bringing it up to a simmer to get it to kind of dissolve everything in here. We don't need to cook anything. I think I got a few stray cherries down there, but that'll be fine. All right, it feels like everything is pretty much dissolved in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my cherries down in here. All right, here we go with the big one. Let's see. I don't want to splash it everywhere. So get them in here gently. My husband's favorite pie is cherry pie, and when he was growing up, his grandmother had a cherry tree, and she would tell them, if you go pick some cherries, I'll make you a pie. So it's a sweet memory he has of his grandmother. So I'm happy to get this cherry pie filling on the shelf for him. I've only made a cherry pie by scratch a handful of times, not even a handful of times. I think I've pretty much always just bought cherry pie filling. So, all right, got all that in there. The rest of this juice down in there. Don't want to waste any of that. Let's give this a good mix. And we can start loading our jars. It's that easy. The hardest part of this was sitting and pitting all the cherries. And I can link my cherry pitter in the description box. Also, I'll link everything I have used in the description box. But you could certainly buy frozen cherries and just jar it up in pie filling, ready to go whenever you want. Or you can do like I did and pit them all yourself and freeze them and then make your pie filling. So let's get this jarred up. I have my canning funnel here, definitely handy when filling up your jars. And I didn't have enough wide mouth jars, which I recommend for something like this when you're trying to get out items like this. Easier to get a spoon in. I had to use one. You can see the difference. That one goes inside of that one. I had to use one of these because I only had 6 of the wide mouth. I'm going to move all these jars kind of close together so it makes it easier to fill them. And I'm going to use a measuring cup to dip with, and I have my funnel here. And we are just going to go ahead and fill up our jars. And I'm going to leave an inch of headspace here. think some of these have too much cherry in them, so I'm going to pull some of these out and we'll top it off with our liquid and move them around. All right, let's top these off with some liquid. So the next very important step is we're going to take some just plain vinegar. This is a sticky liquid on these rims, and we're going to wipe our rims down to make sure we get a good seal. And then we're going to use new lids on our jars, and we're going to screw them on fingertip tight. We don't want to crank them down too tight. And we'll get these in the water bath canner. And for quarts here, we need 25 minutes. That means we're going to put these in the canner. We want about an inch of water over the top of them. And once it comes to a boil, we will set our timer for 25 minutes. And I see I need to clean up my counter before all this cherry juice stains my countertop. I do have a half a pint here extra. I'm running some spaghetti sauce tomorrow, so I'll probably can this tomorrow with my spaghetti sauce and have maybe like for a cheesecake topping or something. It's not enough for a whole pie, but we'll have that. So let me get my tongs to get these into the canner. We're only up to a simmer at the moment in our canner, and so we'll get these jars in there. There is a trivet in the bottom of my canner so that my jars do not bounce around and hit the bottom and possibly break. What's nice about this trivet, it's actually a, will lift your jars up out of the, I'm unbalanced right now, but it will lift, it's got handles. All right, we're going to watch our water, set our timer for 25 minutes, and then we'll be able to pull them out. Okay, so it's been a little while since we did our cherry pie filling together, and I just want to kind of finish up this video real quick and let you know that we did make one pie already with this cherry pie filling, and my husband said it had amazing cherry flavor, but it needs to be a little sweeter. So next time when I go to make a cherry pie, I'll probably add, I don't know, we'll start with a half a cup, and if that's not good enough, then the next time we'll add a little bit more. So if you do make this recipe, I would add from the get-go, go ahead and add some more sugar to your filling mix, or like I said, taste it as you go and maybe add some. So what I did was, once these were finished in the water bath canner, we let them sit on the counter for 24 hours untouched on a towel on the counter so the cold doesn't shock it. And then you take the rings off, you clean up the jars really nicely, you mark it cherry 725 here. Golly, it's been like a month ago now that I've actually canned this, and put it on the pantry shelf. And look at all the canning I've been doing recently. My shelves are getting very bare, and so I've been trying to get some things canned up. I got a lot of beans here on the shelf. We go through a lot of pintos and black beans. I had to get some more spaghetti sauce on the shelf. Oh, and the salsa up here on the top, I got that done. I need to get some more broth made and get that on the shelf. But the month of August, I know we're coming to the, well, it's the middle of August. Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead does a food preservation hashtag, which is Every Bit Counts Challenge, hashtag Every Bit Counts Challenge. And I'm gonna put that hashtag on this description box. You can click that little hashtag. I'll take you to so many videos over so many years of everybody that's doing some kind of food preservation in the month of August. Canning, freeze drying, freezing, drying, dehydrating, all kinds of things. If you want to check out other videos from so many other people on YouTube, they're also on Instagram. Jessica at Three Rivers, she's the one that hosts this challenge every August. This is, I mean, I've done other things preserving, but I haven't videoed it. And I've done some freeze dried basil. Let's see. I do have 2 quarts of basil that I freeze dried and was able to put that away. I've done a lot of preserving. I just haven't showed that with you guys so much. The cherry pie filling I have never done for you guys, so I thought I'd go ahead and do that one. And I think the recipe that I originally got was from Jessica, and I will also leave that video linked in the description box. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. If you haven't already subscribed, we ask that you subscribe. We'll put a little logo over here that you can click on that and easily subscribe. And on this side, I'll put some other videos of food preservation if you want to check out some other videos on. I have done videos on the spaghetti sauce, the salsa, the beans, enchilada sauce, the bone broths. I've done videos on all these. So if you want to check out some other videos, we would love to have you follow along, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.